Nashville authorities believe an explosion that occurred in downtown Nashville early Christmas morning was an intentional act, sparked by a vehicle blast. Police came across a suspicious RV parked outside a nearby AT&T building near 2nd Avenue and Commerce Street before 6 a.m. when initially responding to calls of shots fired in the area, said Metro Police spokesperson Don Aaron. There was no immediate evidence of any shooting, but officers alerted the department's bomb squad, which was en route when a significant explosion happened about 30 minutes later. Aaron said, just before the blast, witnesses in the area reported a dire warning coming from the RV. Evacuate now. There is a bomb. A bomb is in this vehicle and will explode. Then, the voice started a 15-minute countdown. Officers were conducting door-to-door checks in the area and redirected a man walking his dog along the street. The force of the explosion knocked an officer to the ground and gave another officer what police hope is temporary hearing loss. 3 people were hospitalized with injuries, police said. Aaron said it was unclear if anyone was inside the RV when it exploded. We will find out who did this, Special Agent in Charge Matt Foster said at a Friday afternoon news conference. This is our city, too. We're putting everything we have into finding who is responsible for what happened here today. AT&T service in Nashville and Middle Tennessee was affected for many customers Friday, said company spokesperson Jim Greer, citing damage to facilities from the explosion. We are in contact with law enforcement and working as quickly and safely as possible to restore service, Greer said. The Nashville Convention and Visitors Corp announced Friday afternoon a $10,000 contribution toward a reward in the case. Like everyone, we woke up this Christmas morning to the horrible news of the explosion on 2nd Avenue. Our hearts, thoughts, and prayers are with all involved or affected, Butch Spyridon, NCVC president and CEO, said in a statement. This is when we show the world who we are. Thank you all for everything you do for our city. And stay safe. I believe in Nashville. Exclusive. Nashville witness remembers chilling warning from the RV. A bomb is in this vehicle. Fair warning. Betsy Williams, the owner of the Melting Pot building across the street, told the Tennessean that guests reported the RV was stationed there since Thursday night. Williams, who lives in a loft apartment on the 3rd floor, said she heard the sound of loud, rapid-fire gunshots at about 4:30 a.m. After multiple rounds of gunshot sounds, Williams said she called 911. Then, she said, she heard repeated warnings she said came from the RV parked outside her building. She recalled hearing the announcement warning of a bomb and to evacuate. Then, it started counting down to the explosion, she said. Williams said her spouse and family left the lofts in their pajamas. She took her cat Mavis but left her valuables behind. They headed to Nissan Stadium and waited. When they didn't hear an explosion, they headed back. They were at 2nd Avenue and Broadway when they saw a fireball fly over the AT&T building on 2nd Avenue. Whoever did it did give fair warning, Williams said. She saw the windows in her loft had been blown out. Her Christmas tree was still on inside. Aaron confirmed investigators believe the recording heard by witnesses originated from the vehicle. Safety sweeps continue into afternoon. Several people were taken to the department's central precinct for questioning, but authorities declined to give more details Friday morning. The downtown area was sealed off with an active investigation underway led by the Federal Bureau of Investigation with the help of Nashville state and federal agencies. Though authorities said there are no indications of additional devices, police were going door to door with canines in the downtown area to search nearby buildings. Nashville explosion. Residents capture confusion, chaos in moments after downtown explosion. Nashville explosion. Downtown streets closed to traffic as investigation continues. President Donald Trump has been briefed and will continue to get regular updates According to White House Deputy Press Secretary Judd Deere, the president is grateful for the incredible first responders and praying for those who were injured, Deere said in a statement. The sound of the explosion Friday morning could be heard miles away, as people reported windows shaking from south and east Nashville. Plumes of black smoke filled the air with several fires seen along what is typically a busy street that intersects with Nashville's famed tourist attraction, Lower Broadway. Alarms inside several buildings were heard going off, with water pouring into some buildings with structural damage and broken windows. Trees lining 2nd Avenue were blackened from the incident. Nashville Fire Department Chief William Swan said urban search and rescue and hazmat teams were checking for victims and structural damage in the area surrounding the blast. "We will keep working until the job is done," he said. Gov. Bill Lee in a statement said the state will provide needed resources to determine what happened and who is responsible. U.S. Attorney Don Cochran said in a Friday afternoon news conference that he had been in contact with acting U.S. Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen, who said he was devoting the entire resources of the Department of Justice to help. Anyone with information on the explosion is encouraged to go to www.fbi.gov/Nashville to submit information. Like a bomb went off, Mayor John Cooper said he toured the damage, describing broken glass and water mains with insulation blown up into the trees. He estimated about 20 buildings had been impacted. "It looks like a bomb went off," he said. He said it was too soon for any conclusions, but said updates will be given throughout the morning. The downtown area will be sealed off for further investigation and to make sure everything is completely safe, according to Cooper. "One more event in Nashville's 2020, he said. Andrew Carr, who is staying at the Viridian Apartments on 4th Avenue and Church Street, told the Tennessean he jumped out of bed when he heard what sounded like a giant thunderclap. He looked out the window and said he saw a huge fireball rising up behind an AT&T building on 2nd Avenue and Commerce Street, describing it almost as wide as the building itself." Carr said for the next hour he and his family watched the black smoke plume rise into the sky and could later see debris on top of the AT&T building. "Residents in the apartment building," he said, "have been put in lockdown." The owner of the nearby Nashville downtown hostel told the Tennessean guests were evacuated to Nissan Stadium for shelter. He said he got a call early Friday from his staff reporting hearing a loud boom and the fire alarm going off. He said the hostel is damaged but did not go into details. "This is a developing story.